welcome to my channel. So in this video there are two goals. The first goal is to solve this problem, and then I'm doing some left coding. And the second goal is we are going to briefly cover the general procedure how we should behave in a real coding interview. So before we start the real content for today, I would really appreciate that if you can help subscribe this channel because it can help me to grow. So thanks in advance. Let's read through this problem. Your music player contains n different songs that she wants to listen to L, not necessarily different songs, during your trip. You create a playlist so that every song is played at least once, and this song can only be played again only if k other songs have been played already. Alright, so it means for the current song, it shouldn't be duplicated with the k previous songs that comes before that. Comes exactly before that, or just, yeah. So return the number of the possible playlists, as an answer can be very large. Return it modular abelian plus 7. Alright, so let's say n is equal to 3, l is equal to 3, k is equal to 1. Then we have 6 different possible ways to form the playlist. So I think it's pretty clear. Let's see the constraints. It says that k is between 0 to 100 and nl is between 1 to 100. So we don't really need to worry too much about the edge case because n and l are never going to be 0. So let's see how to solve this problem. So this is a DP problem. So the DP problem, so for the DP problem, we need to find what is a sub problem, and how we are going to use the result from the sub problem to get the answer of the original problem. Essentially, that's about finding the DP formula. So let's say I have so let's say we have playlist. We define this one playlist, and this is playlist, this is songs. So this DP playlist song means the number of ways to get the playlist that contains this many playlists of the music, and contains exactly this many different musics. So we form a playlist which has a length as playlist, and we have this many different songs in this playlist. This DP, this one, it means how many ways we can do that. So essentially you can decompose into subproblem. Let's say, so there are two ways, essentially two different subproblems. One is, so let's say we form a playlist that has this number of music within the playlist. Suppose for the first playlist minus 1, this many music, it only contains song minus 1 different music. Then for the rest of the choice, what we could choose from is to have n minus the song plus 1. So this is this means for the first playlist minus 1 music, we already have song minus 1 different music. So to achieve the goal that we are going to have the number of this many different musics, we need to make sure that the last one, it is different from the previous music we have to choose from. So we need to make sure that it's different, which means we need to choose from n minus song plus 1 this many different music. This is the number of the choices we have to get the last music. And the other way is, suppose for the playlist minus 1, so for the playlist except the last one, we have already used this many different songs. So you could choose pretty much anything we want to choose from within this many songs, but we want to make sure that we don't have some duplicate with the k previous difference with the k different previous with the k different with the k previous songs. So in that way, what we need to do is we need to make sure that this is song minus k. So there are song minus k different choices to choose the music. That's because we don't want to have duplicate with previous k music. So that's pretty much it about the formula. So the rest thing is for us to do some coding work using this formula. So we are going to define the dp array as new int let's say l plus 1 and n plus 1. So we are going to have a dp. We are going to do this in a iterative way. So dp00 is going to be initialized as 1. So we are going to have I as equal to 1, I is smaller than or equal to L plus plus I, and for j is equal to 1, j is smaller or equal to n, and plus j. So to compute dp ij, it is going to be something like so first of all we need to compute the first part, which is for the for the playlist except the last one we have j minus 1 different music included. So we are going to have dp I minus 1 and j minus 1 times so it is going to times which is n minus j plus 1. So this is the thing, and we need to make sure that j modular equal to, let's define something const int this is mod 3. Okay, we need to mod this one. Oops. And then dpij I'm going to plus equal to what is that? The next part is dp I minus 1 j times song, which is j minus k. So we need to make sure, so sometimes j might be smaller than k, so we need to make sure that it is never a 0 stuff. So we need to have max min, it is max j1. So suppose we have, suppose j is equal to k, then it is gonna be 0. So it is gonna be zeros, but we don't want to have this as 0 at this moment. Okay, so finally we are going to return dp this is io and n. Okay, so let's run through this piece of code as some compile error, illegal start of why it is illegal start. Okay, so it is fine. Okay, it says wrong answer. Let's see which one is wrong. So the output is 664, but this is 662. So essentially this one is wrong. 2 3 1. Okay. So we output as 4, but exactly we only have 2 different choices. So which means we have playlist as 3 and we have 2 different music. But we don't want to have the music to be duplicated with the previous one. So let's see. dp00, suppose it is going to be 1. Okay. So dpij plus equal to I minus 1, j minus 1 times n minus j plus 1. Okay. Otherwise, we have j different choices, and then minus the k, and then 1. So why it is not right? So let's maybe let's do some output. System output. So I'm going to have the I, j, and this dp ij. Yeah, so this is a pretty common way to do the debugging if the platform is runnable. So let's see. So if we have 1 and 1, 1, 1, so one playlist, so one music, so one playlist says as one different music, then you have two ways, which is correct. Which is not correct actually. If we have only one, so if I have the playlist says 1 and we have one different song, then we have two choices. Okay, this is right. If you have 1 and 2, then it is going to be 0 because that's illegal. So if you have two local playlists and two music in the playlist and one different song, then it is, so if we have two but we only have one different song, then I don't think that's legal here. That is because yeah, so that is because, okay, so I think I understand what it is. So if we have j songs and if j is equal to k, then that's illegal because we don't want to have duplicate songs within the k songs. So I think that's essentially where we are not doing this in the correct way. So let's do another test. Okay, so this time it seems to be okay. Let's do a submission for it. So it hits run answer and the output is minus. Okay, so it seems like there's some overflow somewhere. So what we could do is we could potentially change this as long, and then we are going to turn this into an integer. So potentially I think this could solve the problem here. Let's say this is a console. Okay, so let's run this one. Okay, sorry, this is a typo here. And you potentially also need to change this along. Okay, then let's do another summation. Okay, so it is okay, so I forgot to do the modular here as well. So every time we need to do the modular here. So let's do another summation. Alright, so now it seems to be correct. So that's it for this coding question about the solution about this coding question. So let me cover the next part, which is the general step we should behave, how we should behave in real coding interview. So the first thing, don't jump into the coding part too quickly. Always try to understand the question. If there's anything unclear, please present the question to the interviewer, and also think about some edge cases. And the second stuff is you're going to think about the solution and have a nice discussion with the interviewer. So still don't jump into the coding part too quickly. You need to have a discussion with the interviewer, get an agreement about the approach before you start coding. And also at the same time do some analysis to see how efficient the approach is. And the next part is about to do some coding work. So for coding, take care about the speed. So don't run over time, and also take care about the correctness and the readability. So after that, we will need to do some testing. So don't forget to do testing because that's also one very important part in the interview. So that's it for this coding question. If you have any question about the solution or about anything, feel free to leave some comments below. If you like this video, please help subscribe this channel. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.